Welcome back, my sixth graders. Let's go ahead and get on our homework today. We see it says evaluate each expression. Looks like W is going to equal 5, X is going to equal 3, Y is going to equal 4, and Z is going to equal 8. It says 9 times X. Well, since X is 3, this is 9 times X. So that's 9 times 3. That's going to equal 27. Number 17, it says W squared. Well, W is 5. And I know that 5 squared plus 2 plus 48 divided by 2z. All right, following PEMDAS, I have to do my exponents first here. 5 squared is 5 times 5, and that's going to give me 25. So I'll be adding 25 to 2. I'll be adding that to 48. But wait a minute. It says 48 divided by 2z. Z, we said, was 8. So I can replace z over here with 8. So I'm multiplying it to 8. And 2 times 8 is 16. So this is 48 divided by 16. Following PEMDAS, we have to do division first. So what is 48 divided by 16? That's going to be 3. I'm going to prove it to you. 48 divided by 16. If I multiply this 16 to 3, 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 1 times 3 is 3, and plus 1 is 4. There's our 48. So as I said, this is going to be 3. So now we have 25 plus 2 plus 48, and let's see, let's put this all together. 25 plus 2. Why don't we just do those together real quick? 25 plus 2 is going to give us 27. And we said 48 divided by 16 was 3, so we're adding this to 3. And 27 plus 3, well, that's easy. That's 30. So our answer is going to be 30. All right. I'm on number 19 now. It says that X is going to be 1.8. Let's see. Evaluate each expression for X equals 1.8. X equals 5, and X equals 6.4. Looks like they want us to go ahead and evaluate every one of these for all 3 of these. All right, I'm doing number 19. So that means I'm taking 3.35 and multiplying it to, first of all, multiplying it to 1.18. I'm going to use my calculator here just to save some time. And if I do, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I want to make sure everyone knows how to do this. So if we're multiplying these, first of all, I'll multiply this to 1.8. Okay. 5 times 8 is 40, so that's going to be 0 there, 4 up here. 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 plus 4 is 28. So this is going to be 8. And since it's 28, I'll be carrying the 2 over here. And again, 3 times 8 is 24, 25, 26. So this top one row is going to be 268, right? 2,680. And now we're doing the bottom row, and it's multiplying everything by 1. So that's going to be easy. I know I put a 0 here, so this is going to be 335. Really use some room for all this, huh? 0 plus 0, and we're going with the first one here. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 5 is 13, so that'll be a 3 over here. And I'll carry the 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. I'll carry the 1. And 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 makes 6. Now remember, we have our decimals here. We got 1, 2 over here, and 1 over here. That makes a total of 3. So when I move this, I should get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6.030. And we'd never put the zeros on the end, do we? So this is simply going to be 6.03 for our first answer. All right, let's go to the next one where x is 5. And I think I'm going to do the work over here just to save me some mess over there. So this time I have 3.35, and I'm multiplying everything to 5 this time. 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 make 17. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 makes 16. So since I have to move this over twice, I'll move this over twice. That makes 1675. So my second one will be 16.75. All right, let's go to the last one, which is 6.4. This one has 6.4 being multiplied to 3.35. Well, 5 times 4 is 20, gives me a 0 there. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 more make 14. Again, this is 12, plus 1 makes 13. Now I got to multiply everything to 6. 5 times 6 is 30. So we'll put a 3 up here this time. 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20, 21. 6 times 3 is 18 again, 19, 20. Now we add everything together. Got a 0, got our 4, another 4, a 1, and a 2. Now we have to move 1, 2, 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3 gives us 21.44. All right, let's move on. The next problem for me is going to be number 21, and it says evaluate each expression for the given value. Give the value that's given. They're saying j plus 3/8 when j is 3/4. So this would mean 3/4 plus 3/8. How to do this? I have to be at my common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this to 2 over 2. Remember, 1 can be written in an infinite amount of ways. Any number over itself equals 1. And I'm allowed to multiply 1 to any number, and it equals itself. So I'm multiplying 3 over 4 to 1 in the form of 2 over 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. This is going to turn this into 3 times 2, which is 6. And 4 times 2, which is 8. And now I have the same denominator that I do over here. This is all gone now. We don't have to go and mess with this. So now we have 6 over 8 plus 3 over 8. Now that my denominator is the same, I'm allowed to add my numerator. 6 plus 3 is 9. So that gives me 9 over 8. And now I can go ahead and simplify this. This is really 1 1/8. Every fraction is a division problem. This is 9 divided by 8. 8 goes into 9 one time with 1 left over. All right, let's go to number 23. 3m divided by 2/5 when m equals 2/3. Okay, so this would be 3 times 2/3 we're dividing it by 2/5. All right, 3 times 2/3 is like 3 over 1 times 3 over 2. 3 over 1 times over 2 over 3, excuse me. 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So now I have 2 divided by, I could leave it as 6 over 3 right now, but I'm just determined to go ahead and show you that I can do it as in the form of 2 now. So now I got 2 divided by 2/5. All right, remember when we're dividing, it's like a fraction in a fraction. So we're going to have to use keep, change, flip, which means I'll keep the first fraction the same, 2 over 1. And I'm going to multiply this to 5 over 2. And we could use the butterfly method and eliminate these 2's if we want, right? And it would just be 1 times 5, which would equal 5. And 1 times 1, which would equal 1. So we knew the answer would be 5, excuse me. We could have left it in that form as well. Let's just go ahead and try that out for the sake of argument. See if we get the same answer. And this would give us 2 times 5, which is 10. And 1 times 2, which is 2. And 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the answer to number 23 is 5. All right, I'm going to number 25. Evaluate the expression for the values of j. All right, when they're saying if j is 1/2, what will this equal? Or if j is 1/2, half of 2 would be 1. And 1 plus 3/5 would be 1 3/5. All right, I'm going to fix that up. I don't want anyone to miswrite it on their homework. 3/5. All right, next I've got 4/5. So what if 2 over j was 2 times 4/5? Well, think about it. That would be 2 times 4, which would be 8. That'd be 8 over 5, right? So I would have 8 over 5, according to this, plus 3 over 5. My denominator is the same, so I can go ahead and add the numerators. 8 plus 3 is 11. This would be 11 over 5. Which we know is 2 1/5. We know this because 5 goes into 11 2 times with 1 left over. So this would be 2 1/5. All right, and our last one. This time, j is 1 3/4. Well, I can turn this into an improper fraction, right? 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So this is really 7 over 4. All right. If we have 7 over 4, and I multiply that to 2, I'll just put it in the form of 2 over 1. That's going to give us 14 over 4. Now I'm going to leave it in this form because I see I'm adding it to 3 over 5. And I got to get a common denominator, and that common denominator is going to be 20. So I have to multiply 4 times 20, or 4 times 5 to get to 20. That means I have to multiply 14 times 5 as well. Let's see, 14 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So this is going to be 70 over 20. We're adding that to, well, 5 times 4 is 20, and 3 times 4 is 12. Now I have 70 plus 12, that'll give me 82 over 20. Since every fraction is a division problem, and I know 20 goes into 82 4 times, this would be 4 and 2 over 20. But we can go ahead and simplify this even more because we can reduce 2 over 20 to 1 over 10. So this is going to be 4 and 1/10. All right, let's move down to number 27 now. This one says Mr. Black rents a luxury car for 1 week and a few days, all right, which we'll call D. He does not pay a mile, he does not pay a per mile fee. In other words, they don't charge him for how much he travels. Evaluate the expression 325 plus 120D. In other words, the 1 week cost him $325, and every day that goes by, they're charging him $120 to find out how much Mr. Black will pay for an 11-day rental. Okay, remember the first week, right, was 325. So we have to take 11 and we have to minus 7 days from that. That's going to leave us 4. So now we know that we're going to take 120 and multiply it to 4. Well, 4 times 0 is 0, 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4, so that gives me 480. So I know I'm going to pay $325 plus $480 because I went and used 11 more days, or excuse me, 4 more days. So I'm going to add these two together. Seems to me that it would have been a lot cheaper if I just rented it for 2 weeks and paid $325 twice instead of getting stuck paying that $480. 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 2, that's 10. Carry the 1, and 4 plus 3 plus 1, that's 8. So my answer should be $805. All right, going to number 29. It says Tamara is making a medium length necklace. Medium. All right. Write an expression that shows how much it will cost Tamara for the chain, pendant, and some number of beads that cost 25 cents each. All right. Then find the total cost of the necklace if Tamara used 30 beads. Okay. So they said for the chain, and we know for medium chain, the cost of the chain is $180. So that's $1.80. The pendant, cost of the pendant is $372. So we're adding $372. Okay, and these two together are going to give me, well, 0 plus 2 is 2, 8 plus 7 is 15, and 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. We bring our decimal down, that would be $5.52 that we're paying for the chain and the pendants, all right? And then it says, let's see, oh wow, we're supposed to write an expression for that. So I guess at the beginning it would be $1.80 plus 3.72. And then if we wanted to add the amount for the beads, since they were 0.25 each, okay, that would be plus 0.25, and we would use B for beads, so that'd be multiplied to B. Now that we know that B is 30, we'll take 0.25 and multiply it to 30. And we're going to have to add that. This came down here. It was a like term, a constant that we were able to combine. Now what is 25 times 30? Well, anything times 0 is 0. We're going to add that 0 for the second column down there. And now 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So this is 7. Remember, we got to move the decimal twice. $7.50 for the beads, okay? And now I can go ahead and add these two together. Remember, we were adding it here, right? So let's see, 7.50, that's the cost of the beads, plus $5.52, that's the cost of the pendant and the chain. It's going to come up to, let's see, 2, 0, okay, 1, let's see, that's 13, no, that's 12, 13. So I would say it's $13.02. All right, let's go on down here to number 31. It says Katrina says that the expression 5,432 plus 4,564 plus 13,908 divided by 61n can be evaluated by adding 5,432 plus 4,564 plus 13,908, and then dividing it by 61n. Do you agree? And I would have to say absolutely no. Okay. The order of operations states that division must be done before addition. All right? So that would be a no. Number 33, the formula V equals S to the third power can be used to find the volume of a cube. All right? And that makes sense, because if I'm dealing with a cube, I know that the volume is found by taking the length times the width times the height. And that tells us how much is inside, right? So this is one side, this is one side, and this is one side. And when we multiply them all together, it tells us how much fits inside of there. Use the formula to find the volume V of a cube-shaped bin with the side length S of 2/3 yard. So they're saying use the formula of a cube-shaped bin, okay? So this is a cube-shaped bin with the side length S of 2/3 yards. So every one of these is 2/3, and they want to know, let's see, use the formula to find the volume, and the volume is multiplying all these together. That would give me 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. Remember, the volume is S to the third power. And S to the third power is whatever S is multiplied to itself 3 times. So now, this is pretty easy. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. That tells me this should be 8/27 cubic yards. In fact, there's an easier way to put this to be yards cubed. All right, well, that's all of them for me. The rest are for you to do. So I will see you in class, and good luck.